The theme of this class is going to be the peaceful warrior. So we're going to be working on strength-based poses, getting into some flow, and trying to find some softness in the foundation and the strength we create through our bodies. I have Carolyn here with me with Body by Banner. I'm really glad to have her here. She's a physical trainer, and she's also a fellow yoga teacher and my dear friend. So I'm happy to have her here, and also because I feel like she really represents that archetype of the peaceful warrior. She's very strong, but she's fluid and soft and kind and nurturing all at the same time. So I thought it would be perfect to have you here.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Thanks. So throughout the class, I'm going to be encouraging Carolyn and you to soften in as much as you can. So we're going to be balancing strength with ease, finding that steadiness, that grounding through the foundation that we create, the strength in our muscles, the strength in our body, but then finding those places where you can find softness, maybe just in the jaw, in the breath, in the shoulders, just encouraging you to rest when you need to rest, because I think that that's a really big part of that peaceful warrior, is knowing when you need to take a moment, when you need to rejuvenate and find your energy and create that before you move again, and knowing when to move and when to keep going. So thank you. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here with us this day, this class. So we're going to start in Tadasana. So I'm going to have you come up towards the top of the mat. And if you'd like to, you can face forward for this, just because we'll be just grounding here. So take a nice wide stance with the feet about hips width apart, the toes spread as wide as you can. Want to take up that real estate, take up that placement on the ground, so we find that sense of being planted with the earth. And then once you feel comfortable, close the eyes. Take a few breaths here, and we're going to roll the shoulders. So the inhale, lift shoulders up towards ears, and as you exhale, draw the shoulders down and away. And just a few more times, inhale, lifting them up, and exhale, drawing back, feeling as if the shoulder blades are drawing down the spine behind you. And then with your next exhale, draw shoulders down, release the arms, hug the low ribs in, so finding that support structure of the core, as if you could shorten the space between hip points and low ribs. Knees are soft, and your feet are planted on the ground. So we're feeling the length in the spine, softness in shoulders, jaw, face, and that grounding, that feeling of being supported by the earth through our feet, through our core, and through our spine. So just really connect to breath here. Imagine as if you had roots growing from your feet down into the earth, increasing your hold, your foundation. So as we get into these strength-based poses, remember that there's no need to prove your strength to anyone. We just have to live that strength. We need to rest, recuperate, and then come back into that sense of strength. But even when we're resting, there's strength in that. Good. Take one more big breath in through the nose here, and an open mouth exhale out. Bring the palms together at the center of the heart, and just take a moment to create an intention for yourself, for this practice to make it meaningful to you. Good. And then as you're ready, open the eyes, release the arms by the sides, and we're going to meet in tabletop. So make your way onto the earth, onto the hands and knees, bringing the palms shoulder width apart, the knees hips width apart. Good. And then from here, we're going to lower the forearms onto the earth, like we're going to come into a dolphin pose, and just keep the elbows on the ground. Measure, bringing your hands to the middle of the upper arms. That's how far we want the elbows to be. Good. And then place the palms onto the earth, wrists in line with the elbows. Spread the fingers nice and wide. And then with your next inhale, we're going to draw the shoulders down away from the ears, the chest through the upper arms into a cow-like pose, letting the belly drop gently towards earth. Good. As you exhale, round the upper back, press into the forearms, tuck chin towards chest into a cat tilt. Good. And then inhale, we're going to flow through those poses, reaching the chest forward through the upper arms, feeling the shoulders really wrap and plug into the shoulder socket, and then exhale into cat tilt. Good. One more time at your own breath, really starting to get connected to the breath rhythm, to feel the movement in spine and shoulders. Good. All right, and then from here on the inhale, straighten the spine, look forward, gather in the core strength. So hug the navel in, press down through forearms. We're gonna start by just tucking the toes and lifting the knees off the earth an inch or two, so not super high. And then from here, start to lift the elbows off the earth, straightening the arms here, drawing the arm bone into the shoulder socket and rounding, firming through the armpits. And then from here, just start to straighten the legs with the inhale, keeping the length in the spine and those shoulders drawn down the back. Good, coming into downward facing dog. We're gonna take 3 breaths here just to get grounded. Find stillness here. You can keep the fluidity in the breath, and in this stillness, connect to your sense of strength. Connect to the sense of grounding on the earth. And try to find those places of ease, those places of fluidity and softness in this static pose. Good. All right, then from here, lift the heels, lift the sitting bones to sky, and roll forward to plank. Good. As you exhale, hug the navel in, press up and back, downward facing dog. We're just going to flow through these 2 poses a few times. So inhale, lift heels and sit bones, round the upper back, coming through cat tilt to plank, and exhale, hug navel in, press up and back, downward facing dog. Good. One more time at your own breath. Inhale, rolling forward, connecting to core strength, shoulders stack over wrists, head and neck extend forward, heels back, and exhale, downward facing dog, pressing up and back through that strength in the core. Good. All right, and then from here, come inhale to plank pose. Exhale, place knees onto the earth and come all the way down onto your stomach. Good. From here, lower the forehead down to the earth. Actually, let's keep the hands underneath the shoulders, lift the head, and then just bring the forearms to the earth. We're gonna come into Sphinx Pose. So yeah, you can slide those hands out, shoulders stack above elbows. Good, tops of feet are on the earth. Take a breath here and feel the chest pulling gently through the upper arms, feeling this extension and this openness through chest and drawing into shoulder blades. Good, so now we're gonna get into some core strength. So tuck your toes under. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, 1 inch at a time, tuck chin towards chest, start to round the upper back, lifting belly, hips off the earth, then thighs, and finally the knees coming into Dolphin Plank. Hips stay in line with shoulders. Good. Take a big breath in here, big breath out, just place the knees and a slow roll down. So 1 inch at a time, knees plant, thighs, hips, finally the belly lowers, and then tops of feet to earth, and feel that extension up through heart center. Good, we're gonna do that again and we're gonna build onto it. So tuck toes, take a big inhale, and as you exhale, then chin tucks, round yourself 1 inch off the earth at a time. Good, coming into Dolphin Plank. From here, within your next inhale, bring the right hand to the earth and then the left hand to the earth, coming up into full plank pose. Good, take an exhale. And then place right forearm to earth, left forearm to earth, coming back into Dolphin Plank. Big inhale.
Knees payback.
Yeah. And exhale, knees to the earth. Roll yourself down 1 inch at a time. Good, we're gonna do that one more time just to get even on both sides, both arms. Good, take a breath. Find softness in belly, chest, and jaw. Good, and then tuck the toes, inhale. Exhale, round it up. Good. Hold here for an inhale, get long through the whole body. And then as you exhale, place left hand to earth, right hand to earth, coming up into plank, beautiful. And then left forearm down to the ground, right forearm down to the ground. Take an inhale here, find that core strength again, and then lower knees with your exhale and roll yourself down 1 inch at a time. Good, nice, beautiful breath. Tops of feet plant, feel the chest lift through, getting some opening through the front of the body, through that core. Good, and then with your next exhale, just sit back into child's pose. So making your way back, hips towards heels, arms can stay extended out or draw the arms by the sides to let the shoulders relax. Whatever will feel juiciest for you and feel like the best release. Good, so these are the moments where we breathe, where we connect to breath, intention, and to that sense of ease and softness. All right, and then from here, just make your way into downward facing dog. So extend the arms out, tuck toes, lift hips, press up and back. Try to reconnect to the arm bones, plugging into shoulder socket, the wrapping of the armpits towards the earth, so armpits face the ground. Good, and then on your next inhale, bend the knees gently, gaze forward, and just walk to the top of the mat. We're gonna come to forward fold, feet hips width apart. Good, inhale, bring hands to shins, nice flat back. Exhale, fold forward, weight is in the balls of the feet. Good, and then just rise up to standing, arms comes forward and up overhead. And exhale, palms into heart center. Good, we're just gonna do some sun A variations here, or some flows to get into the breath and movement. Inhale, reach arms up, gaze high. Exhale, fold forward, flat back. Beautiful, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the palms, down dog. Roll forward to plank pose on the inhale, nice, and exhale, chaturanga or to the earth. So this is your option here. Rise up into your back bend. Good, and exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here in down dog. Good, and then with your next inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, and walk, jump, or hop top of mat. Halfway lift, inhale, nice flat back, and exhale, fold back down. Good, rise to standing, inhale. Beautiful, exhale all the way down into fold. Halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, plank pose, down into chaturanga. Same exhale if you can, otherwise all the way to the earth and into a cobra. Inhale or up dog. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Big breath in here. Soften the neck, soften the jaw, gently shake the head out. Yes and no. We're going to take 2 more breaths. So find that softness. You're feeling the grounding through feet, through hands. Finding ease where you can find ease. Good. Inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Exhale, walk or gently hop top of mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold with the exhale and rise up with the in-breath. Exhale, palms to heart. Beautiful. From here, walk feet together so big toes touch. We're going to sit into chair pose. So inhale, sit back. You should be able to see the toes over the knees, shoulders draw down away from the ears. And with your next exhale, just bend the elbows, widening the space in the chest, shoulders, and arms. Good, and then start to straighten up with the inhale coming out of chair. And with your exhale, fold forward. Beautiful. Halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, plant the palms. Optional vinyasa here, otherwise rest in downward facing dog. So if you are going to take it, step back to plank and lower down. And then inhale, come into your back bend. So whatever feels right, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog will meet. You can always skip one of these now or in the future, taking child's pose or just downward facing dog to rest. Good. Take one more big breath in here. Big breath out. Good. Reach the right leg up with the inhale. Really extend through that heel as you exhale. Tuck the knee into the nose and shift forward to plank pose, rounding upper back. Beautiful. Inhale, send the hips and the leg high. Exhale, tuck it in, gathering the core strength. Beautiful. One more. Inhale, extend up. Exhale, tuck it in. Think cat tilt, knee to nose, and then step through right foot to right hand. From here, we're going to inhale, arms 45-degree lunge up by the ears. Belly is off that front thigh, and as you exhale, just sweep those arms back. Good. Inhale, reach arms high. Exhale, sweep them back. Keep reaching through back heel, extending through that leg. One more breath with the arms, connecting to the fluidity. And then with your next inhale, arms up by ears. Exhale, palms down towards the earth, vinyasa, down dog, or child's pose. So really listen in, tune into what your body needs. Carolyn may continue to do these and you may rest. She may rest later on in the class and you may want to continue doing them. So really listen to your body and follow your own practice. Inhale, extend that left leg high. Exhale, tuck it in, knee to nose, shift forward to plank. Good, so we're taking the other side. Inhale, reach it high. Exhale, tuck it in, really try to lift the knee and the foot as high off the earth as you can. One more, big breath in. Exhale, tuck it in and step through left foot to left hand. Good, rise up 45 degrees, strong in the core. Extend that back leg, really turning on those thigh muscles. Exhale, sweep the hands back. Good, breathe, inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep back. Good, nice. One more breath here. Yeah, way to stay soft in the neck by keeping gaze on the earth. Arms come up by the ears with the inhale, and then just plant those palms down. Vinyasa, down dog, or child's pose. Again, your option. What will serve your breath? what will serve your practice and the intention that you set for yourself. Good. Next, inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, and make your way to the top of the mat, stepping or gently hopping. Good. Halfway lift, inhale, and folding, releasing, exhale. Good. Rise up to standing on your in-breath, and exhale, palms to heart. Good. From here, just step the left foot back. I don't know where to stand. We've never done this before, so forgive me for walking around. Yeah, step the back foot back and then face towards the window. So the toes are going to angle in towards each other, heels out from each other, hands to hips. Take a breath, just get long in the spine, and with your exhale, hinge from hips and fold forward with a flat back. So we're going to come into our Prasarita fold. You can release the hands towards the earth when you feel ready and comfortable. You can always grab a block if you need one. I'm going to place this here. So yeah, make sure you have a block close by just for the next sequence. Good, relax head and neck here. We're going to take one more breath and try to shift the weight just slightly forward into the balls of the feet. This is going to really extend the backs of legs, getting into those hamstrings and calves. Good. All right, and then from here, bring the hands to the hips. Keep a softness in the knees and rise to standing with your inhale. From here, pivot the toes away from each other, heels angle in. Bend the knees, coming into a goddess lunge. Good. Let's bring the hands to the thighs for now and just slowly start to shift side to side. So get into that openness in inner thighs and hips. Good, and then when you feel like you're at a nice depth, pause there. Yeah, taking your time. Good. So we want the hips almost as deep as the knees. And then with your inhale, lift the arms up overhead, straighten the legs high. Good, and exhale, come back into that lunge, lowering the arms down by the sides. Good, 2 more times here, just flowing. Make sure the knees are facing same direction as toes, so you can always adjust your stance as you need to. You look really great, Carolyn, as always. Good, and then with your inhale, rise up, arms lift, straighten the legs. Good, exhale, hands to hips, pivot the right toes towards the top of the mat. Left foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. Coming into warrior 2 on the right side. Good, we want to feel an inner spiraling of that right thigh. So this front knee is facing straight forward, protecting the knee joint and opening the hip. Good, toes face forward, really nice. And then just gathering core, lowering the low ribs towards the hip points, softening shoulders. And then we're going to do what I like to call, breath arms. So with your exhale, just bring the hands together at the center of the chest. We're going to do that a few times while I clear my throat, Beautiful. So finding that base, that stability in the legs, in the hips. Inhale, extend arms out. With your exhale, flip the right palm, bring the left arm in front of the torso, reversing your warrior. Stay in the lunge here with this thigh wrapping open and out. Good, we want to feel the ribs extending towards the sky. Gaze towards your back foot, and then we're just going to flow with the arms. So with your exhale, reach the arms towards that front knee and down to the ground. With your inhale, sweep the arm in front of the face, in front of the chest, and up overhead. Good. Just a few more breaths like that. I stole your napkin. It's okay. Good. One more breath. With an inhale, reach that arm in front of you and rise all the way back up to warrior 2. With your exhale, right elbow to knee to start, coming into side angle. Left arm extends up over the head by the ear. Good, get long in the spine with your inhale. And as you exhale, feel the navel hugging in, the chest wrapping and spiraling open towards ceiling. Good, if you want to deepen here, grab your block, placing the right hand to the earth or a block on the inside of that front foot. Yeah, try to refine the length in the spine. And then with your exhale, sweep that top hand back towards your back foot. And then inhale, the arm comes in front of the torso and face and up overhead. Beautiful. Just a few more breaths like that. Let's do 2 more. So trying to find that ease. We are holding these poses for a little bit longer. So finding the ease through breath. Good. With your inhale, rise all the way back up, warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Pivot your back toes just slightly forward towards the upper left-hand corner of your mat. And then shift the hips back with your inhale, reach up and out. We're going to set up for triangle pose. And with your exhale, windmill the arms so right hand meets earth or inner leg, and left arm extends up towards the sky. Good. So just like in our warrior, we want to feel the inner right thigh spiraling open towards the sky, keeping this kneecap facing the ceiling, getting long through the torso, long through the right side of the body, and with your exhale, just feeling that spiraling open of chest towards sky. Pick a gaze that will soften neck down towards earth or up towards the hand, lifted hand, whatever feels best. One more breath here. Good. From here, with an inhale, rise back up to warrior two. We're going to do one more pose on this side, and then I'm going to give you a break, and we'll take the other side. So we're going to set up for half moon. If you would like to, get a block and set it up in front of the toes in front of you, that right foot, medium or highest height. Good. Shorten your stance just to get that weight in the front foot. Again, we're focusing on that balance and that stability first. Inhale, start to rise up and out, and with your exhale, right hand to block or the earth. Yeah, no, good catch. So we want to find the grounding through that standing leg. We want to extend through the lifted leg, pressing out through that heel. Beautiful. That will help with the counterbalance. And then feeling the extension through spine on inhale, and that softness, that levity with the exhale. Pick a gaze that will help you find balance. So on the earth is easiest. One more breath here. Good, and then on your inhale, gently place the back foot down, rising up to warrior two. Nice, and then straighten the front leg, pivot the toes to face the front of the room, face the windows, good. And then from here, we're going to pivot the left toes towards now the back edge of mat, and right foot's parallel to short edge of mat. We're going to come into warrior two on the other side. Good. So with your exhale, lunging in. Again, feeling the left inner thigh spiraling open towards sky. You have great form, Carolyn. Nice long spine, soft in shoulders. And then just come into those breath arms, flowing here. Exhale, hands in towards heart. Good. Inhale, extend out. Beautiful breath. Way to stay connected and grounded. Soft jaw. You can feel the tongue fall to the bottom of the mouth. Good. And then with your inhale, reach up and out. Exhale, flip that left palm. We're going to reverse the warrior, but bring that right arm in front of the torso as if you're pressing the wall away from you. Good. Way to stay committed to that lunge, strong in the core, and then just moving that top arm to find ease as you exhale, sweep the arm towards your front foot, or whichever way, and then inhale, lift the arm up overhead, just finding a circular motion. It doesn't matter if it's perfect, just find the movement that feels right in your body. Yeah, good. And like Carolyn, you can gaze toward your back foot to help release the neck. Good. One more breath. And with your inhale, use that arm lifting up overhead to rise you back up to warrior two. And with your exhale, elbow to knee, side angle, right arm extends over the ear. I'm going to get this block set up just because we used it on the other side. And then if you're ready to deepen, lower left hand towards the earth on the inside of that front foot or to a block. Right arm stays extended. Yes, we want to feel this top shoulder wrapping in towards the ear, drawing the arm bone down into hip socket, getting long through the whole right side of the body. Good, and then just find that sweeping of the arms in whatever direction works for you. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Pick a gaze that will help soften neck, jaw, face. Yeah, so the key to balance is this back foot, keeping the energy pressed through the right heel behind you, the outer edge of the foot. Good. Next, inhale, use that right arm to help lift you back up, warrior two, strong in the core. Good, and then straighten left leg, pivot your back toes just to a 45-degree angle. You can shorten your stance, and then shift hips back, reach up and out with left arm, coming into triangle with your exhale, staying long through the left side of the body. Yeah, beautiful. Yes. So this left hip is hugging in towards the right inner thigh, long through left side of body and spine, and with your exhale, feeling that spiraling open of heart and chest. So this is an open twist here. Shoulders are soft, gaze is soft. Find that strength, the grounding through feet. Good, and then with your next inhale, rise up to warrior two. We're gonna set up for half moon, so get grounded through that front foot. You can shorten your stance as you need to and set the block up in front of the left toes. Good, when you're ready, rise up, extending through back foot. Good, stacking right hip over left hip, getting long through torso. And again, what's behind us is often just as important of what's in front of us, so keep that back leg active and engaged, helping with your balance, helping with that steadiness, and then find softness wherever you can find softness, even if it's just in the breath. Good. And then with your next inhale, we're going to get grounded into warrior two. So step right foot back, find that balance. Good. And then from here, with an inhale, straighten that front leg, bring the hands to the hips, pivot the toes so they're facing forward, and then angle toes in, heels out. We're going to take that prasarita fold with the exhale, hinging from hips and folding down. When you're ready. Good. Take your time to get into that fold. Relax hands to earth or even onto the ankles if that will help relax head and neck. And then just gently shake the head out. Yes and no here. Beautiful. Good. One more big breath in. Big breath out, release hands towards earth, walk the hands towards your right foot, pivoting the toes to lunge, and then making your way back into downward facing dog. If there are any blocks on your mat or in your way, just slide them out. Good, optional vinyasa here. If you are taking it, slow it down. Really breathe into each pose. Good, taking the back bend that works for you, inhaling. Tops of feet on earth, good. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Good, we're gonna take 5 breaths in down dog or child's pose. Yeah, way to rest, way to listen in. Carolyn's the best at that. I train with her and she's always really good about congratulating my rests, and that just feels so lovely. So resting is just as important as all of the strength building work, all of the flexibility. Good. All right, and then from here, just with ease, make your way to downward facing dog. With an inhale, gently lift left leg towards the sky, and as you exhale, step through left foot to left hand. We want that knee to stack over the ankle here and bring the left hand to the inside of that front foot. You can heel toe the left foot out towards left edge of mat just to get wider in the stance here, but keep hugging left knee in towards the shoulder. We're going to take just a few breaths with that back knee lifted in this variation of lizard lunge. Yeah, way to stay long through the crown of the head and reaching through back leg. Good. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up for Vinyasa, which is an arm balance. You're welcome to try it. Just the process of getting deeper into this lizard lunge as we make our way into Vinyasa is enough. So don't feel like you have to hit this pose exactly. So what we're going to start to do is bend the elbows, and you're going to want to direct the elbows back towards the hip bones, like you're going to come into a chaturanga. Good. And then just start scooting this front foot forward and out towards the left, extending the leg, and maybe lifting off that back foot, shifting your weight forward. Beautiful. Take a few breaths here if this feels good, but come out when your body's telling you to come out. Good. So once you're ready to come out, just bend that front leg, release the foot back towards the earth. Yeah, behind you, and then come back up into lizard lunge and make your way back into downward facing dog. So left hand to outside of left foot as you step back, yep, or just however is easy to get back. Beautiful. Take a breath. Nice. Inhale, lift that left leg gently up and back. As you exhale, right leg changing sides. Good. Exhale, step right foot through towards right hand. Good. Bring right hand to the inside of that front foot. Yeah, good. Creating that space. Make sure you have space on both sides as you come into this pose. Take a moment in lizard lunge to really reach out to firm up through this leg behind you. So we're getting the length in the front of that left thigh. Lengthen the spine. One more breath in this lizard lunge. Good, and then as you're ready, start to bend the elbows. You may need to round the back just a little bit, like you're coming into chaturanga to get down, but then try to find the strength in the shoulders and the arms as you extend the right leg out. Maybe lift back foot off the earth. You're gonna have to shift the weight forward, so it may feel a little scary, but just the process of getting down into those chaturanga arms. Good, find your breath. Try to take an equal amount of time on this side as you did on the other. So you're supporting the hips and that right thigh with the elbows. Beautiful. And then as you're ready, coming back into downward facing dog, taking your time to get there. And let's rest in child's pose, arms down by the sides, just taking 3 breaths here. Good. So now we're going to rest. So take your time to let go of that pose completely. Let go of any judgments, feeling of success or not. Because success is breathing. That's it. That's all we're looking for. Breathing and staying compassionate to yourself, to your practice. Beautiful. All right, and then from here, extend the arms forward. Press back into downward facing dog, tucking toes, lifting hips. Good, and then on your next exhale, we're going to walk the hands back towards the feet, taking fold at the back of the mat. Make sure the feet are hips width apart, grab opposite elbows here, let the head and the neck hang in a ragdoll fold, let those shoulders, just hunch towards earth, finding that softening, that release. You can gently shake the head out, yes and no, or sway side to side with the torso if that feels good. Take notice of what's going on in body, mind, and heart in this rest. And then with your exhale, release the hands towards the earth. Pivot the toes away from each other. We're going to start to make our way into a squat. So you may need to widen your stance just a little bit. And then keeping the hands on the earth, just slowly start to bend the knees. If the heels lift, that's okay. Just making your way down into a squats pose. Bringing the tailbone down towards the earth, the crown of the head up towards the sky. And then you can bring palms together at the center of the chest. Good. We're just going to take a few breaths here, start getting into those inner thighs. If the heels are lifting, I encourage you to grab a block and place the block underneath the heels. So you're kind of perched up on the block. If that helps, find a little bit more ease in your squats pose. Good. And then from here, release right hand towards the earth, hooking the outer right arm to that inner knee, and then extend left arm up overhead. Good. Relax hips down towards the earth if you can, if that feels okay in the knees. Yeah, good. And then inhale, lift, exhale, bring left hand to earth. And inhale, reach the right arm up. Yeah, getting long through the arms, getting a little bit of a twist here. Good, all right, and then with your exhale, release right hand down, bring the hands behind you and just sit back, or however is comfortable, just make your way down to seated. And you can scoot yourself forward onto the mat here. We're going to come into a Baddha Konasana, but a wider Baddha Konasana than you would normally take. Bottoms of feet to the earth, knees are open, but not really forcing the knees open. We're just getting into the inner thighs. Start with the hands behind your back, feeling the heart and the chest lifting and the pelvis tilting forward. Good, and then from here, as you exhale, we're going to walk the arms forward towards the hands and just fold gently down into this Baddha Konasana. Try to keep the spine as long as possible. You can tuck chin towards chest to release back of neck. Yeah, and we're just going to take about 3 to 5 breaths here, really giving our body the chance to open up, to feel the extension through the inner thighs. Good. And as your body's ready to go deeper, follow it. If your body's telling you to ease off, listen to it and ease off. Just letting gravity do its work. Connecting back to the breath. How quickly can you settle in? How quickly can you let go of the strength in the muscles, the tension in the body? Finding that peace within you, that stillness of the breath as it flows in and out. And then from here, just gently start to make your way off of the fold, walking the hands back behind you. Planting palms by the ground, and just extend the legs out in front of you and scoot yourself forward towards the center of the mat. So we're going to make our way onto our backs. Just get as far forward as you need to and just make your way with ease onto your back. Good. So we're going to do a quick pigeon on the back. So we're going to keep the right foot planted and hook the left ankle on top of the right knee, creating a figure 4. Activate the toes on this lifted foot. So you're flexing toes towards kneecap and feeling this right thigh opening forward towards the foot that's on the earth. Good. And then you can stay here if this is enough. Otherwise, yeah, lift your right foot off the ground, interlace the hands behind the right thigh, hugging this figure 4 in towards the chest. So we're not changing the constitution of the legs, we're just hugging them closer in, getting more of a stretch in the back of that left leg that's bent. Make sure the head and neck are relaxed on the earth here. No force, just giving that little bit of opening, that hugging in through the right thigh. Good, one more breath here, just like that. And then as you exhale, gently place the right foot down onto the earth. We're going to keep the legs exactly how they are. We're just going to tilt this pose towards the left. So it's like you're going to plant, or towards your right. Sorry, I'm twisted on my sides because I'm looking at you the other way. So just planting this is your left foot, right? Left foot on the ground with this knee lifted. So this is going to get into the IT band on the left side. If you need a little bit more of an activation, you can draw this hip open a little bit. If you need less, hug the hip closer in towards your chest and just let the legs relax here. Does that feel okay? Okay, good. And breathe. Letting the spine unwind a little bit, letting that IT band open up, letting the hips ease into the opening. And then on your inhale, just lift back up, planting right foot onto earth, coming into the figure 4, and then just release the left foot. And we're going to change sides, so this time the right ankle hooks over left knee. Feel that right hip open. Yeah, keep the left toes flexed actively towards the left knee. Good, and then if you're ready to deepen, lift left foot off the earth, interlace the hands behind that left thigh, and hug the figure 4 in towards chest. But only go as deep as you need to feel the opening now in the right back of the right hip and thigh. If this bothers your knees at all, please ease on out and keep that left foot on the ground. Good. Closing the eyes, maybe finding ease and softness in the body as you open up into this pose. Good, next exhale, left foot plants down. Release that thigh, good. And then just rotate the legs to the earth on your left side, planting the right foot onto the ground. The right knee will be lifted. And again, depending on your body, what feels right, you can either open this hip away from you to deepen the intensity or hug that thigh and hip in towards chest to ease off of it. And then just let your spine relax, shoulders find ease, head and neck are soft, and just connect to breath. So really surrendering to this cool down process, letting the breath slow down, letting the heart rate steady out. Just reflect on the poses, reflect on the work, how it felt in your body. Just take note if you rested when your body was telling you to rest. And no worries if you didn't. It's a process to figure out how to listen, how to honor your body. With your next inhale, just gently lift the legs off of the earth on the left side and unhook top foot, right foot planting right foot onto the ground. Good. We're going to do one more pose before we start to make our way into Shavasana, which is bridge. So you're going to bring the feet and knees hips width apart and then walk the heels in close enough to just be able to touch lightly with the fingertips. I recommend having a block close by. It's one of my favorite variations of bridge pose. So just take a moment to bring low back to mat. You'll feel the tailbone tuck up and then peel the spine off the earth 1 inch at a time, lifting hips up, keeping palms pressed towards the ground. Good. Take a moment, make sure the knees are hugging in towards each other. We don't want them splaying out too much, so the knees stay hips width apart. And then grab a hold of your block with your hand and slide that block either medium or highest height up underneath the low back, almost right at the top of the glute muscles, the butt muscles, just so you can let the hips relax onto the block. You can adjust as you need to, maybe even grab 2 blocks if that will help with your sense of stability and grounding. But make sure it's not bothering the spine at all. It should feel super easy and gentle. And just pause here, give yourself some time to breathe. Feeling the shoulders relax, the arms soften. And just keep the chin tucked in towards chest, avoid looking side to side. We're going to take 3 more breaths just to find that ease. Let your body cool down, wind down. And then with your next inhale, lift the hips off the block, slide it out from underneath you, and as you exhale, just roll down the spine 1 inch at a time, getting that back longer than when you started. And for a counter pose, once your hips are down, bring the feet wide, let the knees touch together in the center of the mat. So feet as wide as the mat, knees in towards each other. It's just a subtle opening for the sacrum. And so in just a moment, we're going to move into Shavasana. We won't be doing a super long Shavasana in this video, but if you have some time, feel free to take 5-10 minutes in your Shavasana, whatever feels good. So when you're ready, start to make your way into Shavasana, extending the legs out and down onto the mat. Feet are as wide as the mat, arms by the side, palms face out. Remove any blocks, props, hair ties, anything you need to really find a sense of release and ease on the ground. Good. Let the eyes close. Take a big breath in through nose. And an open mouth exhale out. Good. We're going to do that one more time. Big breath in. And take this cleansing, open mouth exhale out, letting everything release. The whole body find ease and softness on the earth. Imagine yourself just melting onto the ground. Your bones, your organs just lying heavy on the mat. No need to do anything, take care of anything. You are safe here. So ease into that sense of security, of grounding. And then over your next few breaths, just start to bring your awareness back to the mat, back to your body. Bring gentle movement into fingers and toes. And with a great big inhale, stretch the arms up overhead as if you just woke up from a nice long nap. And as you exhale, make your way onto one side, hugging knees into chest. Take a breath here just as a transition. And then with your inhale, make your way up to seated, keeping head and neck soft as you rise. Getting comfortable, bring the hands to the knees, palms face up. Draw shoulders down away from the ears. Take a moment here, just as we close out our practice, to reflect on the peaceful warrior within you. That warrior of strength, that warrior of compassion and love that carries us through our day, through this world that can be frustrating and difficult at times, but so beautiful if we take the moment to notice it. We'll meet with the palms together at the center of the chest in prayer pose. Take a big breath in and an open mouth exhale out. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Carolyn, for being here. Namaste.